Hello, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiona, and I do mainly gaming and diamond painting content. Today, I am doing a WIP Chat, where I work on my work in progress, and I talk with y'all about my week. This is week 3 of 2023, and I'm starting off real well right now. I just recorded a clip that I have to keep because of time lapse, and I did a whole row, but I recorded a whole clip, like 4-minute clip, and realized my mic was muted. Yeah, that just goes along with how perfect my day has been. So we are working on Magic Potion by Jenoviya Art. Right now I was just using my wax minder because I just refilled my pen, so I want to make sure I have no excess. Which everybody thinks, oh, it's a magic, you can just use. No, don't. You have to wipe off the excess or it's still going to get on your drills. It just helps you wipe off the excess better. So that's my wax minder. You can find that in my shop. And what else? I'm using Patty Wax Super Sticky in my single placer, Randa's Putty in my multi-placer, and Uni-Made trays. Yeah, Uni-Made trays for my trays. That's all my third-party stuff. This right here is a trash minder. I have a little magnet on the bottom here. I will be putting my trash for the day in that lid, which you're about to see because of this guy right here with the excess wants to hop off. Now we're working on the edge of the table, so you will see a portion of my floor. I apologize for that, but we're at the top of the painting right now, so kind of have to do it that way. So I don't know where to begin. I want to begin with today, but I feel like if I begin with today, that'll be the entire video, so I don't know. Oh, where's my notes? Across the room, of course they are. Should I get up and get them? I probably should. So, I'm going to start with today. Well, as you can tell, I'm already having technical difficulties with myself. Like, just then. Looks like I didn't wipe off enough excess from it, because I just got excess on that drill from pressing too hard. Damn it. I'm telling you, nothing is going right for me right now. So, besides having my mic muted, this morning I woke up stupid early, like 4 o'clock in the morning early. And if you know me well enough, you know that's when I sometimes go to sleep. I'm grabbing my paper right now, or I'm looking for it. My notes. So, I woke up 4 o'clock and I decided, let's work on the studio. Because if you didn't know, since the beginning of the year, I've been working on an entire studio reorganization. Yeah. That just shows you how it's going. It's slow. And everything I've done, I've undone, and I've made worse. And that's where I'm at in the current studio organization, for lack of a better term. Yeah, I got my notes. I wrote notes. Oh, we had an event this week. Hold on. Why is this not working? My shit's not working. It's not doing what I want it to. Oh, I'm telling you. Let me continue on with the day, and I will tell you how everything has gone today. So I wake up at 4 a.m. and I decide today I am going to finally put the computers together. That is a weird one. I don't know if you would consider that trash. I think it's just a different color, so I'll throw it in our different color bin. Sorry. So, I wake up, I start working on my computer. And I've taken down my entire gaming PC at this point, and I'm moving things around. I've cleaned off my desk, as in I threw everything in a doom basket, and I'll deal with it later. You know, ADHD, right? And I continue on with my day. And then as I'm setting things up, I realize I need an HDMI to DisplayPort cable. Because the way my graphic card works is if you use the display ports, you only have one HDMI available. And vice versa. And so I thought that it was going to take over and use my... Forgot to mute my phone. So I thought that it would take over and my display ports would take over. And so I needed a display port cable. And my one monitor only takes HDMI, but I need the one HDMI to hook the two computers together through the Elgato capture card. Why is this not lining up right? I don't know. There we go. So I go ahead and I order the cord. And I'm pissed off at this point, so I'm reorganizing something else. I've now taken my frustration off. And every time I go out to have a cigarette to calm the fuck down, something happens. A phone call, my mother comes out to talk to me, and I'm sorry, but if I've walked outside to calm down, I don't want my kids or anybody to come talk to me. That's like the worst that can happen at that exact moment. And it's not their fault, they don't know. But what am I going to do? Sorry. I tell them, sorry, you can't talk to me. I'm pissed off. Ha! And I can't place today either. Like, I thought about not even doing this today. I really did. Because I am just so tilted right now. Extremely tilted. And I keep getting my hand stuck on the sticky. You ever been so tilted you can't function? That's where I'm at right now. And for those who don't understand what I mean by tilted is one thing's gone wrong and then another thing's gone wrong and it's put you in such a bad mood that everything's going to go wrong. Because you're just not, you're being impatient, you're being frustrated with the world, you're not thinking things through, and that's me right now. So finally, I get everything plugged in, and my brand new monitor that I bought August of last year, or August of 2021, because when I moved out here, my monitor died, or it got cracked. It was my curved monitor, and a very expensive monitor, so I instantly replaced it. It's been sitting in a box for over a year. So I set this up and it's not working. It can't detect whatever. And I have lost it at this point. I threw a couple things. I almost punched the monitor. I almost sat there and I was yelling at people who didn't deserve to be yelled at. I was not in a good mood. So I tried to update my graphics driver. Maybe that's the problem. NVIDIA failed to download. Nothing's going right. Nothing's going right at this exact moment. So I go outside to calm the fuck down and have a cigarette. I'm literally walking out the door and my mom walks in the room to tell me something that's completely irrelevant right now and follows me out the door. So of course I don't finish because of the fact at this point I'm so frustrated. I'm not in a good mood and it's like, so I put my cigarette out halfway, I come back in and I go download the driver separately because NVIDIA keeps telling me download failed, which does not help my mood. And so I go and I download, I install everything else. Monster still doesn't work. Google's telling me that it could be the graphics driver, it could be this, it could be that. I've now lost my shit. So I decide, I don't know where I got this moment of clarity, but I decide to go and check on my control panel, my NVIDIA control panel, to see what ports are being used. And that's where I see it. It says 1 of 3 HDMI and 0 of 1 DVI. Or not DVI, DisplayPort. Oh my god. So I climb up on my desk, get behind the computer, unplug the display, plug it into the next one, still nothing, and go to the third one, and there it is. And I go, you have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. So now, let me tell you, not only do I not need that HDMI to DisplayPort cable at all, I can set everything up properly now. I was so mad because now I have 3 HDMI ports, which I only have 3 monitors, 3 display. I have a Gigabyte 2080 Super, and that specific Gigabyte 2080 Super only supports up to 3 displays. So even though I have 4 ports available, I can only use up to 3, which is fine. And the capture card will take over one of those. So I get all that set up, and I get on my headset. I got things going on. I go out for another cigarette. Headset disconnects from the sensor. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Back and forth. Then I'm sitting there. I'm sitting in my chair 5 feet from where I'm sitting now, 8 feet away from the computer, and I'm watching Supernatural on my PlayStation. Because that's what a PlayStation 5 is used for. So I'm watching Supernatural, and my headset dies out. And yes, it has nothing to do with the fact of what I was watching. It's just all of a sudden, a little light on my headset goes off, and it goes beep beep, because it has now disconnected from the sensor. And I go, I'm 8 feet away from you. And at this point, I'm so tilted, I'm not setting up Stream PC today. I'm saving it for tomorrow. I need to calm down. I can't break anything. It's not worth it. So I haven't gone through all the audio issues and of setting up the Go XLRs and the SM7B mic and all that. But I've already unplugged this camera right here from the laptop. Because I was ready, because my goal was to be recording this on Stream PC, which is my mini PC. No, that didn't happen. Because once that happened, I lost my shit. It took me about an hour and a half before I realized I have well, it's not an extra, but right now I'm not using one of my USB extensions because of the fact that I don't have my Stream Deck set up yet. So I grab that, I plug it into the sensor, and I drag it from right on top of my computer where my entire networking set is set up a foot away, which that's why I think it's disconnecting, and I put it in front of my monitors. And then suddenly it starts working again, no problem. So I'm fixing all my problems. It's just, like I said, so tilted. So tilted. Then this is my third attempt at this WIP Chat. The first attempt, I cursed out the plastic cover because it is ripped. It decided it didn't want to cut. It wanted to rip. I don't know if you can see that right there. My second attempt, my mic was muted. And here we are now. I am tilted. I am broken. But I'm doing it anyway. It's like third time's a charm. All day today, third time's a charm. It's frustrating, but it has to be. It's asking me if I'm still watching Supernatural because I turned it down just to record this. I'm like, I'm not going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it down. Oh, it's such a stupid episode, too. I don't like the episode. Yeah, spoiler alert if you've never seen Supernatural. But in season 2, where Dean gets captured by I don't remember. The genie type dude, and he lives in this fantasy world where his mom's still alive, but he has no relationship with his brother, and his dad's dead, which his dad's already dead at this point. Again, spoiler alert. And it's just a stupid episode in my opinion. I think it's just a filler episode, but it also shows you why it was better off that Dean's mom, or that their mom died and they started hunting, because at one point you find out that everything that they stopped, like he's like watching the news or goes back into history and watching the news. And I think they had the anniversary of some plane crash, and he goes, "But I prevented that." And so, yeah. So everything they had done as hunters would be undone if the mom was still alive, type deal. And he realizes no matter how much he wants his mom alive, he doesn't want this life that the Jen is giving him in his head, and realizes that he's in a dream life and he's able to break it. And that's just the gist of the entire episode. But I don't like that episode, so I was like, okay, now it's time to record the WIP Chat. And then I sat there watching a silent episode for about 15 minutes. Even though I just said I don't like that episode, I was like quoting the words. Because why not? It is muted, and I can sit there and figure out what they're saying. Do you think I've watched enough Supernatural? Maybe. In my defense, I've only seen the entire series once. I have seen up to season 10 probably about 4 or 5 times, and I've seen the first 4 seasons a couple dozen times at this point. Because this is my go-to rewatch. And if it's been a while since I've rewatched, no matter where I was sitting at when I was rewatching, I start from the beginning. And that's why it's like over a dozen for the first few seasons. Over a couple dozen. This and Friends and Seinfeld. And well, Seinfeld's a new rewatch thing. I go to bed watching it because I have ADHD and I need sound to go to sleep. Well, I don't know if that's because of my ADHD or the fact that I grew up in hospitals. And so I grew up with just a lot of noise. And I think I need to change out my putty. I'm not going to, but I think I need to. And so right now, my Seinfeld is my go-to put on to go to sleep. Otherwise, I can't sleep. And it's funny, I'll get 5 minutes in and then I'll be out. I'll wake up going, what episode was I on? So, yeah. So, right now I'm also rewatching Game of Thrones, which I've only watched that once. And I walked away at the end of, I think it's the end of the first season or near the end of the first season. Maybe it's the beginning of the second. Either way, when Ned Stark, when he gets beheaded. Spoiler alert, I'm such a horrible person. Either way, I walked away as that scene was coming up because I'm like, I know it's coming up. I don't need to watch it now. Is there any shows that you can rewatch or over and over, no matter how many times you've seen it? Oh, Charmed is another one. I need to find where I can watch Charmed at. I'm kind of in the mood to watch the original Charmed. Look, I get what they were trying to do with the new Charmed, and I'm not mad about it, but it's still not Charmed. It's not. Okay, that's not true. It is Charmed, but it's not. It's there is something about the original Charm, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the nostalgia factor. I think if they were to completely redo Charm, and it's the exact same storyline and everything else, like really you can't be mad at it. I still wouldn't like it, and I think that's because of the fact that you can't redo Charm. You can't. There's been a lot of shows that I've seen redone. Some well, some not so well. Like Girl Meets World, the Boy Meets World sequel. No. I could not watch it. I know it's not my age demographic, but I'm also hung up on no. Like, I don't even know if it was Corey and Topanga's children or not, but you would think it would be, and I hope it would be. Or Fuller House. I think I watched the first season, which, yes, I know that's, again, a continuation, not a remake, but to me, it's like, it can't redo the original. But then I watch things like The Longest Yard, and the only reason that's in my head is we talked about it the other day. But The Longest Yard, and I like the new movie. I've never seen the original, though. And that could be the difference. That's what I'm saying. There's no nostalgia factor there keeping me hung up. It's kind of like, okay. Now, any Gen Xers in the audience, please mute me right now as I talk about Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. I never heard the Pink Floyd version until after I heard the Korn version. And I was a huge Korn fan at the time. And so because of that, I prefer Korn, Another Brick in the Wall. Like I said, don't hate me. There's a reasoning behind it. So now, Gen X, you can unmute your mic. Or your headset. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that to you. Oh, great, I'm going to hell. So, yeah. But good things did happen this week. They did. On Monday, I broke one in the middle of the night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I broke 1,000 followers on TikTok. So now I can live stream on TikTok. And have I done it yet? No. First thing I did was sit there and put my link tree actually in my bio and not just that whole where you have to copy and paste it type deal, which I don't think you can really copy and paste on TikTok. But yeah. And then because of that, well, I don't know if I got the order from that, but I do have an order I have to fill on Etsy. If you didn't realize, I have a very small Etsy shop. Like, I only have 12 orders. Like, this is number 12. So every order means a lot to me. Like, it's a huge deal for me. And I have to fulfill that, and it is ready to be fulfilled. I wanted to wait until I got this specific packing material in, and I don't know if it's coming in because of the fact that no matter what, I'm shipping it out either tomorrow or Saturday. And so if that is your order, you will be getting it next week. I guarantee it. And well, I put a week for processing because of the fact that some things might be polished, need to be polished and everything. And that takes time, and I think I'm going to do an extra brush polish on this one because it's resin, and so I want it nice and clean and polished and everything else. And pretty. And so that's why I add extra processing time. Sometimes it's a fresh item that's been recently cleaned and polished. Like I just finished it. So it doesn't need that extra like buffer. And I'm not saying they need that. It's just I live in an old house and I keep things in a container, but I also have cats, and so I'm like always paranoid, and I'd rather it just be as clean as possible before it gets sent out to somebody. Now I'm sticking my foot in my mouth, but yeah. And so I want to go through extra clean, make sure everything's all right, and I got to make sure that they didn't add a magnet onto it, which I don't think they did. If they added a magnet, I got to make sure I do that tonight. So I need to double check the order. I think I got that order in on Tuesday, and I was like, oh, yeah, I got it in Tuesday evening, and I didn't even notice it until I went to go to bed because I had left my phone on silent, and I go, oh, because I always check my alerts or my notifications before I go to bed, so just in case I missed anything, it's all taken care of, and it paid off because I did, and I didn't miss anything, or I did miss something. So I made sure I knew exactly where it was, which it's where it belonged, and just taking care of that now. And I'd like to have it out by tomorrow, and if I don't get it out by tomorrow, I'll get it out Saturday. I will drop it off at the post office myself. So, yes, I'm throwing drills. Don't mind me. I'm telling you, my head is not working right now. I am not working. Today is tilted. But Tuesday, the whole reason Tuesday was a big deal is so my sister-in-law comes over. I guess she went shopping with my mom, and I had the recording light on and everything. And I told her, yeah, or no, I went to go turn the recording light on, or I had just turned it on when they showed up, and so I came out and I turned it off and everything. Because my mom has this bad habit of when I start the recording light, no matter how long it's been since she's been here, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 3 hours. As soon as I turn that little recording light on, my mother will walk up to come talk to me and see it on and go, really? You gotta be kidding me. Or, oh God. Stuff like that. Basically, it's very verbal that she's outside that door. And we're talking about within a minute of me turning on the light every single time. So, my sister-in-law and my mom with my sister-in-law come back from shopping. And I had just turned on the light, but I heard them come in the door. So I came out the door and turned the light off, and I was talking to them. And I go, can I go back to recording now? I'm recording the sectioning video. And Molly looks at me like, huh? I'm like, yeah, you asked me how to do the sectioning or how I do my sectioning, so I'm going to turn it into a video. She's not the only one, you know? So now that I've been asked how to do the sectioning, I always thought there were too many how-to videos, but then it hit me when I'm looking up how-to videos myself. I want one, more than one. Two, at the same time, if that how-to video is 4 years old, I'm going to be annoyed. So I'm not saying everybody needs to refresh their how-to videos and all that. I'm just saying that there is room to put out a how-to video from your own perspective. And so I did a video sectioning off this painting. And it's only partially sectioned. It's only these 3 rows. Columns. Because of how big it is, it's rolled up over that way. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to unroll the whole thing, section the whole thing right this second. I'll section as I go. So that should be coming out soon. I was going to do it as a bonus video, but then with everything going on with the studio, I decided not, because originally it was supposed to come out today, which is Thursday. So yesterday for y'all. But I decided to save that video for next week because right now I have an unboxing video which is supposed to be a bonus video because it's something I unboxed specifically because I wanted to get into the painting and work alongside this painting because this painting is going to be huge. And it wasn't my intended target because next week my intended target is sitting right in front of me and I already know exactly what I want. So I was like, I can either unbox this and save it for later, or I can unbox it as a bonus video. So I decided to do it as a bonus video. But then I'm like, I'd rather have it sit in the content bank. Kind of like if you know how TikTok works, you usually throw your content out in the drafts. And it just sits in the drafts until you need something. Which right now my draft bank is empty, so I haven't put anything out for 2 days. In fact, when this WIP Chat is done, I will be recording the D20 video for tomorrow, which is today for y'all. Yeah, it's confusing trying to think about that. But I need to spend a day batch filming to include, I need to do next week's unboxing. That sectioning video is already for next week, either Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet. And yeah, I'm still working on the schedule. So right now, this week was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Next week, I'm going to try Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I think. I don't know. We'll see how this week does. I will decide by the weekend what I'm doing. Because I kind of like getting the content out on Monday, the unboxing video, just getting it out. So I think unboxings on Monday. Or at least. So I have a spreadsheet. I will show you this. No, I will not show you the spreadsheet. One day you will see the spreadsheet. But I have a spreadsheet filled with all my paintings that have not been unboxed. And what I'm going to do is there is ones I would like to re-unbox. You don't even see my hand codes. Re-unbox, for lack of a better term, like Moms Are the Real Heroes. I originally unboxed that, recorded a whole video. Turns out my mic was muted the whole time. That was last summer, right after I got it. And so I put everything back in the box, so I might do a re-unboxing of that, which would be a bonus video. And you have Harley Quinn, Worst Heroes Ever. I know I've unboxed that, but not like on camera. That was just me personally unboxing it. If you see, I have a pink one like this. It came from Harley Quinn, from that toolkit. This one came from the bonus video for today. Who the hell is texting me right now? Ah. That's what's good. Even though my phone is silenced, I keep my watch on, so if I have an emergency text, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get you. I'm always reachable, some way, shape, or form. I'm still a mom. I really am. Get in the hole. Maybe we'll get all the black part done in this WIP Chat as I throw drills. Anybody see that go flying? Right here. Flip over. Flip over so I can pick you up. Fine. Go back in the tray. No need to waste it, right? So, Harley Quinn, Worst Heroes Ever. If I unbox that or re-unbox it on on video, it'll be a bonus video. You know, might do it on stream. What type of stream, you ask? I don't know. So, I want to get back to streaming. I want to do a TikTok stream. Because, now that I got the TikTok streaming, I should be able to do that. But I want to clean studio first. Part of Clean Studio. Once I get that, I could probably Twitch stream. But if I Twitch stream, I might actually dual stream. And before anybody says anything about that, yes, I am a Twitch affiliate, but no, I don't think they give a damn about someone my size dual streaming. So you can keep your opinion about that to yourself. I'm not making Twitch any money. Oh, but I also have high anxiety, so there's no guarantee I'd do that. It's been a long time since I've done a dual stream. I used to not care at all, and I did it, but I don't know. I just miss streaming, and the thing is, I use Pretzel Rock, which their YouTube catalog sucks, and I kind of need sound. Like right now, I have no sound, so I'm just it's like word vomit. Oh, I'm sorry. But I guess that's a good thing because I can keep talking about nothing. So we can talk about the progress of Magic Potion. This is day 4. Day 4 of working on Magic Potion. I have a goal of 1.5 grids a day, which would have put me at finishing F1 today, which I finished yesterday. Yay! So I am ahead of my progress schedule. Yes. And it's not even intentional. Like, I'm not trying to work it out quickly. I just figured, okay, how looking at these size grids about here would be about 1 day of work. And that's what I did. I'm like, okay. But it is so beautiful and it's working up so quickly. Like, look at how much I've done while talking. It's the new squares. So, the newest painting I have done from Diamond Art Club, like newest release painting I have done from Diamond Art Club, is either Cat and Fairy or Christmas House, the one that I did over December. All the other ones are older paintings, so I started buying new releases. The first time, like I said, the first time I ever bought a painting was Christmas House and Button Eye. But then I started going through and ones I liked I would buy, and yeah, I did get a few new releases, but I haven't worked on them yet. And so this is the first new one I've done, because the newest prior to this was Christmas House, and prior to that was Cat and Fairy, because I think Cat and Fairy was a Black Friday release in 2021. If not, it's Tagalongs, which I know was a Black Friday release in 2021. Which, by the way, Cat and Fairy was beautiful. Sarah Richter's art, amazing. But anywho, so those are my newest paintings I've done. And so over 2022, Diamond Art Club was changing the drills out. They were tightening the drill field. And oh my god, I am loving these drills. In fact, I'm loving them so much, I don't even notice when they have bubbles until afterwards when I go to feel them. And it's like, ah, damn it. And it's only light colors. I haven't had a single bubble in the blacks yet. Trust me, I'm like looking at it at every angle, watching the sparkle now. So these are the ones. Sorry, my throat closed up. These are the ones where it's all like the same amount of facets and everything, and it's amazing. I am so glad I decided to do this painting. It, again, when you get that high quality, it works up so quickly. But I'm not doing a lot of adjusting. Yes, I know you just saw me adjusting earlier. But yeah, I'm not doing like tons of it. And it's only really bad placement from being me that causes me to adjust. And as I say that, I do that. I thought I just put a drill there. Am I losing it? I am. I am. The problem though is when you push a lot, you've pushed your wax all the way in, so I'm just gonna top off a little bit here. Or try to. Usually when you top off it doesn't work, you're better off just changing the wax. I'm gonna try and make it work. Remember, get all that excess off. All that excess off. And then I'm gonna have to push again, aren't I? It's like giving birth. Sorry, that was wrong. Funny, but wrong. What do we talk about? So, remember Tardy Michael, my son? He got ISS today and yesterday after having detention last Friday for tardies. And he missed the bus this morning. When I was sitting there, I was on top of the desk, and I'm like, it is 6:47. Why is he not downstairs yet? So I call him. I go, you should be downstairs by now. And 7:04, I've noticed that doorbell hasn't gone off, telling me somebody's at the front door. And so I get up and I go check, and there he is, looking for his shoes, wearing yesterday's clothes. So, huge lecture about how he needs to be putting his clothes out the night before. There's no excuse, da da da. Same thing I've told him all the time. He's 12 years old, not 5. And I go, okay, get ready. And I found him pants. I found him a shirt. I did everything. I'm mom, right? Mom makes it happen. And I said, maybe you should worry about doing your own laundry from now on. Then we won't have this problem. Because he didn't have any pants. I ended up giving him a pair of sweatpants that are mine. Size small men's. And so I expected him to be ready. I go out the door at 7:18 this morning. And I go, okay, I'll meet you in the car. I sit there for 5 minutes. I yell over the Alexa. And sit there for another 5 minutes. And I curse over the Alexa. But as I am, right after I send that notice from my phone to the Echoes, I get out of my car and I go straight towards the house. I am done. Like, I'm not going to sit there and have this argument over technology. So I get up, I go towards the door, and there he is. And his excuse, I couldn't find my shoes. Well, if you put them in the same place, I did, but Sam put her backpack on top of it. And I go, you didn't just think, oh, I put my shoes here, let me look underneath the backpack? And he goes, no. And it's all her fault because she put her backpack on top of my shoes. So I'm mad at him at this point because it's raining. It's 7:30. Now I have to take him to school, get back in time to take Sam to school because Sam walks. I'm not going to have her walking in the rain because her brother wants to be a little jerk. So I get him to school on time. And on the way to go get her, I said, you're going to be late for school. I will go ahead and I will write you a tardy note. She goes, what if I meet you instead? I'm like, no, it's raining. There's no need to meet me. It's okay. I will write you a tardy note. Tell him I had to drop your brother off at the middle school. Not a big deal. Well, my phone goes off. On the way back, ring doorbell. Sam has walked out the door. She ain't waiting for me. because the rain's died down enough. She's gonna walk. I ended up meeting her in downtown area, and I took her the last, like, few things. She was on time. But it's like, I was mad. And he goes, I don't see why you're mad over here. I'm like, okay, your sister walks to school. You ride a bus. Your sister gets a few extra minutes to sleep in because she has chores she has to do in the morning with the cats. Basically, when she gets up, she has to feed the cats. But she waits until after she's dressed and ready and all that. So she stayed in bed till 7:15 today. Fine, whatever, because I'm not worried about her being late. And so she'll take care of herself, and then before she walks out the door, she feeds the cats. She does that so the cats won't run outside and be locked outside all day. And that is their one wet food meal a day, unless they con another one out of her, like they did this afternoon, because Hansel wasn't in the house this morning. And when she went to Hansel some wet food, Zelda was there like, hey, what you got there? And so she had to go ahead and give Zelda some food. But yeah, it's not that common that she double feeds them in one day. So she gets all her stuff done, and she's like, I'm not waiting for mom. I'll walk in the rain. And I kind of appreciate it. There have been several times last year. So my daughter is a 9th grader this year. And so she was in the same school with Michael last year. There were several times where I walked in and had to sign Michael into school. And the counselor goes, yeah, I saw Sam already today. And I go, yep. She got herself up and got on the bus. No problem. Everybody's so proud of how responsible she is. Because she's like me. You're either going to be late or early. So let's overplan and be early. And she's at a point now to where she knows exactly how long it takes her to do something. And that's how I get it. I know exactly how long it takes me to get to the doctor's office. So if I have a doctor's appointment at 8:15, I'm leaving the house at 8:05. Give me a 2-minute window. You know what I mean? And that's the way I am, and she's the same way. If she has to be at school at 7:55, which, yeah, her school starts 10 minutes later than his does. She has to be at school at 10:55. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Then it takes her at most 20 minutes to walk to school. She's leaving 7:35. But she also discovered that if she takes the shortcut, which is the way I tried to tell her to take because it goes right by the police station, that if she takes the shortcut and doesn't like dilly daddle, she just, she walks normal, she can get to the school in 10 minutes. So Sam has a habit of leaving at 7:40. So she has a 5-minute leeway to get to class and everything else. And I'm not mad about it because she'll get up, get all her stuff done, and be out the door by 7:40 to make sure she gets to class on time. And that is something she discovered because with all the anxiety that comes with ADHD, which if y'all didn't know, my daughter is diagnosed with ADHD. She's been diagnosed since she was 6 years old. But with all the anxiety that comes with ADHD, you end up, if you're on behavioral treatment like she's been for the past, let's see, she's 14, for the past 5 years. Yeah, past 5 years she's been on behavioral. You learn how to cope with the world around you, including the poor time management skills you have. Wait, that's not for that. That's for right there. Sorry, so you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pull this little piece of trash out. Sometimes you just gotta... I just licked the tweezers. It gets it a little wet, but oh well. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with behavioral treatment teaching you the habits, because behavioral ADHD treatment is all about habits and routine, which is kind of hilarious because if you have ADHD, routine's hard for you. But as a child, when you're still in those formative years, that's why behavioral works best for formative years. It's easier to set those habits in motion because you do have an adult role models all across the board sitting there helping you with that. And I've told every school she's been to since we switched to behavioral that she's on behavioral treatment. It's going to take, she just needs a routine. She needs to know what the rules are, knows what she can and cannot do. Sam works in absolutes. And the school has made her an IEP to where they understand Sam works in absolutes. And you can't say this is how it is. You have to tell her why it's that way. Like, she had a problem where she was walking into school too busy on her phone, not paying attention to traffic, and she's at high school now. So these are brand new 16-year-olds with their mommy and daddy's money buying brand new pickup trucks and not paying attention to everybody else on the road because, ooh, I got my license. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're 16 buying a brand new pickup truck and you don't have a job, it's mommy and daddy's money and I will make fun of you. But anywho, yeah, can you tell I didn't get a car at 16? In fact, I never got a car from my mama. But it's a whole nother story that we're not getting into. But, so, the counselor calls me about it, says, can you talk to her? I was like, I can, but it would also be good if she heard it from you. Because of the fact that then it's not mom being over paranoid, and you tell her exactly what it is. It's these kids with these brand new licenses that they don't pay attention when they're driving down the road. And then she'll be like, oh, I don't want to die, and she'll pay more attention. Sorry, I'm making sure that there's no lip right here. I hope that made sense. I really do. Absolute. I love my kids. I do. It's really weird. When I was streaming on Twitch, one of the rules was try not to mention the kids unless you absolutely had to. Nobody wants to hear about kids when you're gaming. And it's weird being in a polar opposite community. So, the gaming community, a lot of those communities, because it's not just one, they have no problem with trauma dumping. Dumping is just part of it, And I'm guilty of it. I will trauma dump like nobody, like anybody, And I've always said if I start being very active in a creator's community, I apologize beforehand. I said, hey, I have a habit of trauma dumping, and it's just because I'll find something that I relate to, and I'll just start talking about me. And if it's an issue, you just tell me to shut up. I'm very, very poor at social cues. Very. And I've even explained it to, most recently, I've explained it to Mrs. Coffee in her Twitch community that I'm horrible with social cues. I'm very random. And if I find something that I can relate to, I'll end up turning the topic onto me. And I know that's not a good thing. So just tell me to shut up if I overstep. I have no problem with that. Because that's me understanding my anxiety and my trauma and everything else to be the way I am, and me jumping out and saying, just tell me, is my people pleasing behavior from my trauma. So that was me just saying, hey, I'm fucked up. Just tell me when I've gone too far, and we'll be fine. And if you didn't know, one of the more common ways for a female to be hyperactive is to talk. Not bounce, not go crazy, but to talk. And I have combined ADHD, so I like to talk. So that's what I was like. And with the fact that I have horrible social cues, usually if it's something I can relate to, I will relate to it, but not realizing that people don't want to hear my life story. And yes, I'm very well aware of this problem I have. I'm just not aware in the moment when I'm doing it. And then, of course, having very, very high anxiety. I think back like, oh my god, why did I sit there and tell them that? Why did I say that? You get the point. But, and my people pleasing behavior has me sitting there warning everybody and saying, I will correct it. Just tell me I did wrong, okay? I don't want to refill the black for the last 2 lines. It's so low, so trying to fix the lines here. I'm telling you, there's so much trash in this black, but considering I'm on this is my second bag of black, and I'm about to switch to my third, I'm not too mad about it. I forgot how many bags of black there is. If you look up in the eye, there'll be the unboxing video, and then you can see how many bags of 310 there are. So I don't have to. Oh my god. Now watch me not forget to put that in the eye. It's okay, I'll just put it at the beginning of the eye. That one has the tag right there. Boom. I was like, which one has the tag? It's this one right here. Usually when you go to pick them up and they won't go together, there's a tag somewhere in there. Or a knobbly bit. I call them tags because they're like tags that hang off, like when you're shopping. You know, they're annoying. Have you ever gone shopping and put on clothes? No, you bought some clothes, brand new clothes, and you tear the tag off because why cut it off? You're going to tear it off. You tear the tag off, put that outfit on, and then suddenly a little piece of plastic is poking you in the armpit. That's why I call the little knobbly standout bits tags. Because it's like that little piece of plastic that's stabbing you in the armpit. Like, stop stabbing me in the armpit, please. What did I ever do to you? What was it? A sweater I had on the other day. Wow, I just made those jump. That's fine. I was like, isn't it pretty? Now just let me take the tag off. And I tore it. And the person was like, why not cut the tags? I'm like, because. Why cut it when you can tear it? It's like my Hulk out moment, okay? Just call me She-Hulk. I have not seen that movie. However, I have no problem with spoilers. What do you mean? I can really change the conversation. How do y'all feel about spoilers? That's a good question to ask, and to see if y'all made it this far in the video. How do you feel about spoilers? Like, Christmas House, the one I did for Christmas, yeah, in the month of December, that had been out for over a year. At that point, I'm like, come on. And then right now, I'm doing the D20 series, which is a Anne Stokes mystery kit. Y'all know because of the fact that it was in the stash video. But that one came out in like June, or maybe even July. I don't know. So would that consider needing a spoiler warning, in your opinion? In my opinion, I don't think it does. I think, honestly, people who require spoilers on everybody. Now, I get not putting it in the Diamond Art Club stuff, and I get that. I 100% understand that, you know, in that type of media. But we're not talking Instagram either. Instagram, I understand, because you follow a tag, you really don't want it. What I'm talking about is YouTube and TikTok, okay? On TikTok, if I'm showing you a little portion of the screen and you see that it's that black and white or that black on white, if you continue watching, that's your own fault. Your spoiler right there was the black on white. And I'm only showing you one cube at a time. It's not like I'm showing you everything. So, am I the asshole for that? Or YouTube? YouTube, you put it in the title what you're working on. So the fact that, and thumbnails and everything else. So the fact that, you know, that it's like, what the hell? You had your warning. But of course, I also heard somebody complain about Christmas House. This is why Christmas House is a big deal for me. Christmas House, this woman complained in the VIP group about how somebody was doing the Christmas mystery kit from last year, or from 2021, on YouTube, and they used the photo for the thumbnail and completely ruined the spoiler for her. And I'm sitting there going, it's been out of stock for a year. It's been out of stock for a year. And if you really didn't want a spoiler over it, you would do it quickly. I'm sorry, unpopular opinion, but if you didn't want it spoiled, you'd do it quickly. Where's that in at? I'm going to look at the legend over here down at the bottom. 32, okay. And yeah, that's probably a dick opinion, but you can't be mad about something that's been out for a year. Okay? Now, I'm one of those people. Okay, say you've never watched what came out recently. Alright, season 3 is about to come out for Mandalorian. I didn't watch season 2, but I've had ample time. I've had complete ample time to watch season 2. So, if someone comes up to me and starts talking about getting ready for the new season, like, oh, can you like, I wonder if this is gonna happen, or what did they do with, like, they'll mention something from the final episode of season 2. What am I supposed to do? Spoilers, dude. Spoilers. No. It's like Avengers Endgame is my best example. Was the hugest thing when it came out. You had exactly 1 week before the internet said, okay, we gave you time to see the movie. It's your own fault. And even then, amongst friends, you had about 3 months. You had until it went from theaters to streaming and video, right? That's how much time you had to watch the damn thing. So it's like, I understand we all have long, like, huge stashes. Mine is up to 60 something, I think. Biggest point, we all have big stashes. We're not going to get to our mystery kits. Well, if you really don't want it to be spoiled, I've seen other creators do this. I've seen other people do this who just have Instagrams and they're not creators. People who just have Facebooks. If they don't want a mystery kit spoiled, they're going to do that mystery kit as their next WIP. Period. So, if a mystery kit has been out for a year, I honestly would say 6 months. 6 months is my turning point, you know? If a mystery kit has been out for 6 months and you haven't even started it, I would say that you're the one at fault. Oh, come on. I just looked up the time. We're at 57 minutes. I'm like, no. No. We're going to finish this. Even if I got to go over a couple minutes, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It'll make it easier for me when I go to edit. Yeah, I gotta work on the time lapse. So what I plan on doing is every Monday releasing a time lapse. Oh, I can't do Monday. Monday's on unboxing day, which is funny because of the fact that I just sat there and I know in the intro of the time lapse I say Monday, but that's fine. So I think I'll change it up to every Tuesday, either Sunday or Tuesday. Because if I do Sunday, that means I'm missing out on a day this week. But if I do Tuesday, I get the full week and I get editing time. So it would go up to Sunday and you'd miss out on Monday because Monday I would use for editing. But, or I could just go ahead and release it on Monday, the same day as the unboxings. You know what? Here's what I'll do. We'll do Monday time lapse, Tuesday unboxing, just while we're doing the time lapse, because I think that makes the most sense. That's the way I'm not over flooding you in one day. And what I'll do is I'll just edit it that night or the morning, which will force me to get up early. Look at that. All right. So I'm thinking, so what I was just saying is this time lapse, the weekly time lapse on Magic Potion will be Mondays. It'll either be Monday morning or Monday evening. The unboxings will either be Monday morning or Tuesday morning. And the reason why I say that is because I'm sitting there thinking about it and I like the Monday morning release. But if I don't have this edited by a certain time, I'm not going to get it out Monday morning. And then I've lost my Monday morning release, and it's only in the evening. But if I get it out in the evening, it's like I don't like evening releases because they don't do very well. I love data. I absolutely love data. So this whole thing has been like an experiment for me with the data, trying to figure out best times and this and that. And yes, YouTube statistics gives you that information, but it's up to you to interpret it. And yeah, there are certain things like extensions and things that try to get you to pay, but I'm not spending a dime on them. To understand the analytics that YouTube hands you, I'm enjoying trying to figure out myself, running my own experiments. It keeps me interested, okay? We already talked about me having ADHD. Come on, we're like right there. Oh no. What was that? Hold that. I mean, get the colors out so we're ready. Where's the R? R! I'm a pirate. I'm a pirate. R. I didn't need that many. R. I'm okay. I'm not okay. I had to change the melody real quick because I realized what I was about to sing. Copyright. Look, I don't make money off of this, but they take copyright seriousness. And I got my own opinion about DMCA, and we're not going to do that because then, yeah. Yeah. It makes me wonder if I should have done the leaves first. You know what I'm going to do with this next section? I'm going to do the books first. Just, just fuck with it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you see these books right here? I'm gonna do them first. Yeah. Yeah. Took me all excited. Like, yeah. Actually, I'd rather do the dark part first because right there in the corner. We could do this purple thing first. What is that purple thing? I don't know. The best thing about me is my short attention span also fucks with my short term memory so bad because I didn't pay attention long enough. I'm gonna need one more color. I don't pay attention long enough, and so I forget about certain things. And one is the details of this painting. So even though I've seen it in its whole and I see it not covered in my brain, I have no clue what it looks like until after I put the diamonds down. And it is fascinating. Oh, look at me. So normally in a WIP Chat with me, you would have me talk for an hour or 45 minutes, and then I would go ahead and switch to a time lapse till I finish the section. I don't know why I decided to be different this time. Because I was having fun. It's that streaming mentality. The streaming mentality. But we're right there. I can feel it. I'm so close. That can be taken wrong. Do not take it that way. I am not as lewd and crude as people like to say I am. I'm an angel. Okay, I hear certain people laughing all the way from their respective states. I don't know who you think you are to think I'm not an angel. Stop laughing. Nope. I still have a straight face. We're good. We're good. Yes, I'm gonna pick at it. So, once in a while, when you only have so many of a color, you can just sit there and pick straight out of it. That's my favorite part about these containers until you get them stuck to your side of your pen. It's like, we want to prove you wrong. Ma'am, please stop poking us. Please stop poking me in the head. Look, if I gotta deal with it, you gotta deal with it. I don't know what's poking me in the head, but something is. My headset was earlier. I kept hitting my head on things. I was getting mad. As if I wasn't mad enough, but I kept hitting my head on stupid things. Like the table. Mind you, I was on top of the table. How do you hit your head on the table if you are on top of the table? Well, I was literally upside down. Trying to look at things. Getting a weird angle. It was fun. Everything was fine. I made it out alive. And now we are almost done. With that, I would like to thank everybody for hanging out with me. If you liked hanging out with me, or you got something productive done, whether it was chores, your own work, WIP and chat, WIP, work in progress. There we go. Or I don't know what else you would be doing right now. Zoning out into something and just having me on for background noise. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for putting up with me, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave that thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you like any of the future plans we talked about today and you want to hang out for that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell and you'll get notified every time I put up a video. Look at me. Look at me go. And now I've already asked y'all a couple questions. You can leave those answers down in the comments below or ask your own questions. Oh my god, the rabbit just made me jump. Oh, oh, my heart rate. Damn these animals. Send me to an early grave. My blood pressure's up. Well, okay. Either way, we're gonna finish it. Ma'am, sir, stop chewing on that. You're scaring the crap out of me. He's chewing on this box. There we go. It is 8:31, and I'm gonna get out of here. Let me just close this up. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. You know the spiel. We've already been through it all. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Oh, that timing.